All right, guys, back with Thursday's episode. Jesse is not here again, obviously up in New York, having a miserable time except for at the Mets game. He did share some stories, interesting hotel stories. Anyways, we got Adam Gray coming on in like 10 minutes. And then Brian Waller's BWA. I like that I put a breath mint in my... I have these freaking icebreakers sitting on my desk like an idiot. I'm stuffing icebreakers in my mouth trying to record a podcast. So there's your quality sound control. Adam will be here. I want to get into his top 25 on 25, the list. A lot of you guys filled out the survey. I think that's kind of an awesome piece. And then Brian's going to join. Brian's one of our breakers over on eBay Live. They're actually doing some pretty cool case break stuff now, which I think would be good to talk about and kind of give some insight on. So I do want to talk about both those things. First story, though. Your title is Gio is an Idiot. Shep was right. So you'll appreciate this. Some of you guys, I ragged on Shep for that whole $168,000 Brady gaffe that he just totally blew it, which is still inexcusable, by the way. However, I was in Shep's on Tuesday. We're loading up for this eBay Live show. I need all these different cards, all these different singles. He's got a bunch of stuff. So I was like, perfect. We're going to get a bunch of singles and different things from him. And I'm putting everything up. I got like a Griffey Flawless auto, a couple of Acuñas, some Judge stuff, all this cool stuff. A nice Burrow 1-of-1 Immaculate patch auto. And then I see a Patrick Mahomes patch auto, Jumbo patch auto, 3 colors, PSA 9, rookie. And I was like, oh, this is like $200 to $2,500. Easy. He's got $900 on it. So I bring everything up. He gives me the price. I'm like, all right, I agree. And I was like, hey, by the way, I'm going to give you an extra $500. I think this Mahomes is vastly undervalued on your sticker. And you don't know quarterbacks because you blew it with the Brady. Fast forward to the next day, me and Big Hat Tim are over at my house uploading the eBay Live show, getting all the inventory put up. The Mahomes is not autographed, so I'm a moron. So Shep screwed the pooch with the Tom Brady, but I blew it just as hard. Cost myself an extra $500 for a Mahomes card. So look at your cards and don't get overly confident like I did. That's the moral of the story. We could pretty much just leave the story there, but that's okay. So yeah, Shep, your redemption. There you go. I screwed the pooch. We'll see. The Mahomes is on sale tomorrow night. Hopefully it still does a decent number. There was that. Also had a cool Shep story today. I had some guys come over from like the Atlanta area. They drove over. They reached out on social. So I was trying to buy some like different type of nice Grail cards or whatever it was. And so I met these guys today. You'll see it on our Instagram. These two dudes were like 6'5" and 6'7". The one guy, Scotty, plays pro ball over in China. And I bought the Joe Burrow NT RPA off them. It's a PSA 9, super nice card. But yeah, these two guys got out of the car, and I was just like, we're making a cash deal. Thank God I was doing it at Shep's. But I was like, you guys look like two murderers. Like, literally both a foot taller than me. We took a picture of me in the middle of them. It looks like me holding my son Theo, quite frankly. But yeah, we got the Burrow card as well. Shep opened up an hour early so we could do the deal over there, which was pretty cool. So, a couple little things there. Just two other things I want to mention real briefly. I do want to get into this top 25 and some NBA stuff with Adam Gray. It is interesting. I know we got some pushback from the take of like, hey, Kevin O'Leary's coming in the space, and it means big investor money and private equity money and whatever that means, and it's going to be bad and whatever. I will tell you, I was talking to Burns this week, Nate Burns over at Grand Slam, and I've been to Shep's multiple times this week. The high-end market, and it's not just because of the O'Leary deal, but that thing has been on an upward trajectory anyways. Burns said very flat out at the West Coast show that he did last weekend, they sold more high-end cards than they've ever done at another card show. Shep was saying the same thing, like guys coming in asking for Grail cards, big stuff, wanting to buy big pieces. We have seen that on the eBay live streams, like the big stuff is doing 100% of comps or is setting a new comp, which is, I mean, quite frankly, great for us. Joe mentioned that on the Cut the Nonsense show, like Phoenix Sports Cards, they're seeing guys coming in asking, hey, what's the most expensive? So it is interesting, the timing of that. The Kevin O'Leary stuff doesn't hurt. I also had a lot of comments of like, hey, Kevin O'Leary's not an investor, he's just a professional. He's a billionaire, so just to be clear for the dummies that will inevitably comment on YouTube, he has more money than me and everybody in the comment section combined. He's obviously done something right. Like, I don't know why, again, there's just a need to just lash out and criticize the guy, and we don't want him in our hobby. It's not a hobby anymore. He's pricing everybody else out. I think we're going to start seeing that distinction with crazy high-end stuff. There will be a pricing out to a degree. But I also think if you were priced out of a $100,000 card, you're still priced out of that card at $150,000. So I just don't know how real it is that this affects as many people as we want to talk about. But the high-end market is definitely moving right now, and that was just perfect timing for that. So just a quick highlight, too, of the... Dude, I have a crazy amount of pictures here. We don't have to go through every card, but just like a 2 second. So we have a Jordan 8-5 rookie. We've got a crazy game used Ruth Patch auto. We've got the Burrow NT RPA, which is really, really nice. We've got some Jaden Daniels stuff. We got some 101 Judge autos. I'm hoping Sunday night is the first six-figure stream for just singles. I'll have a bunch of wax and personal boxes to rip as well, but we loaded that thing up. There's a Walter Payton PSA 9 rookie. There's a Jim Brown rookie that's an on-card auto signed by him with the Hall of Fame inscription. That's a 10. We got a Brady Upper Deck 9-5 rookie. Excuse me, Nolan Ryan rookie. Nolan Ryan auto. Bo Bichette. There's a crazy amount of stuff. Some really nice Wit cards, some big Trout autos, big Ellie rookie autos. Yeah, I'm hoping. There's even a no-name Frank Thomas from 1990 Topps. It's a BGS 5, but the grade doesn't really matter. It's still a huge card. Glavin and then Johnny Bench, game-used Bat Barrel. There's a Michael Penix first off the line RPA out of National Treasures. So I'm hoping we have an absolutely just ridiculous show. There's a Wilt Chamberlain patch. Just some crazy nice stuff. So I would say if you were looking for like Grail-type pieces, and we'll have 100 probably. I would say 100 cards that will sell for 100 or less, $10 to $100. So there'll be plenty of lower end stuff too, but it should be a pretty awesome night for some Grail sales. So sports cards nonsense will be on eBay Live Sunday night. We're going to start at 6:30 because we're going to try to do a really long show, but I'm hoping that's a big one. Last two things, and hopefully Adam is here. It's interesting. It's week one, so I'm not going to get overly worked up about anything that happens, but I do think there's a couple games that will have hobby implications like right off the bat. And it's actually the Sunday and Monday night game. So Sunday night, Baltimore's at Buffalo, Lamar and Josh Allen. I do think if one of those guys goes off and like looks absolutely great, which they could both do that as well, but whoever goes off in that game and wins, I think the early narrative is, okay, another MVP. And yes, it's week one, but I do think there will be some overreaction to week one stuff because it's such a big matchup. And then I think the most telling matchup of week one for the hobby, and again, this is the week of September 4th, so next weekend, is the Monday night game, is Minnesota at Chicago. Like, Caleb Williams had some moments last year where he kind of looked good and people are hopeful. And then J.J. McCarthy is selling like he's the second coming of Tom Brady already. I think no matter what happens, whoever wins that game and looks good at the quarterback position, I think that will be the single most prolific hobby impact game. I don't own any J.J. McCarthy cards, period. I have a couple Caleb's. We're selling those Sunday night as well. I'm not a big believer. But I do think it's going to be interesting. Like, I think the NFL market is such now that we might start seeing, especially early in the year, week-to-week changes in price. It used to be 2 to 4 weeks with NFL because we only see these guys once a week. Yeah, he played good one week, but he might play bad the next week. I think we're going to see some like weird changes, and there'll be some guys that do something that nobody expects, kind of out of nowhere. But I think those are the two big games. McCarthy, Caleb Williams, and Josh Allen, Lamar. The only other game, personally, I'm interested in is the New England-Oakland game. Ashton Janty, I think, has probably the highest ceiling of all the rookies this year. I think people expect him to be an absolute monster in that offense. And yes, I'm a homer, so take that into consideration with what I'm about to say. The New England defense looks awesome. They're loaded at all three levels, it looks like. I think they're going to be very, very good. So I think it might be a tough coming out party for that kid, like into the end, like a really tough welcome to the NFL. And on the other side of the ball, I don't think Oakland's defense is that good. I would love to see what Drake Maye does. Like, I think most guys like myself, I'm holding a bunch of Drake Maye cards, and it's like, hey, we need to see it early. If he comes out and struggles, I think it's a huge setback. One good game, I think, could be a real impact in a positive way, and even on a week-to-week basis. But I think if he has a bad game, like a really bad game, then it's like, okay, we need to see 2 or 3 good weeks in a row. So I think it's a huge a huge game for him. Jaden Daniels the same way. They're at home against the Giants. I don't think Jaden Daniels can do anything this year to maintain his market because of how high it is, but he looks like a top 5 guy and looks like he's going to be amazing based on what we saw last year. The Giants' defense stinks. Like, there's a chance that kid goes off and just goes absolutely nuts, which would be great. And Denver's the same way. So actually, all 4 quarterbacks from last year have a really good chance because Denver's at home against Tennessee. The Titans stink. Like, I think they're going to get absolutely blown out. So, there you go. Little NFL talk, and now we're going to get into a bunch of NBA talk with Adam, and then we'll get into some actual selling talk with Brian. So Adam Gray, a real guy, 27, joins us now. Adam Gray's here. I already introduced him. He has made his way back to the show. I think the last time you were here, though, he was actually with us. We were talking about Jesse. I like to do this when Jesse's not here, so he doesn't interrupt us with his stupid comments and 9-minute questions. that's a compliment to him, obviously.
Well, I think last time we had Jesse here, you said something like that, and then I was like, how do I respond to this? Because Jesse's actually here this time. And so
Yeah.
he's going to listen to this. I know he's going to listen to this, so I want to make sure I say all the right things about him. He's wonderful.
Famously, he does not listen to the show, which is part of my issue with him. So it's perfect.
What a jerk.
Yeah, he's cashed in, and that's fine. I want to dig in first to your top 25 most iconic. What is the official name of this list, by the way? I should know it by now, and I don't, and I apologize.
We just called it the 25 and 25 in an attempt to confuse people as much as possible. No, the 25 and 25, the most iconic cards of the 2000s.
Have we talked about this since the list came out?
Nope.
Okay, because I know we had you on that week, and we talked about a few things. So I'm just going to run through we've got 5 lines of 5 cards. I'm going to run through a few of these. And here, I'm an idiot. I'm going to show you. All I screenshotted was the one where you X'd out some cards. So I don't actually know what all these cards are because I can't see them through the X.
Do you want me to send you a link?
Just read me. That looks like a Michael Jordan exquisite patch auto at 25.
It is, yeah. So okay. 25 is the limited logos MJ from 03.
Okay. Let me do this. We'll do the line. I'm curious if anything stands out to you. So we got that. We have the Pujols Bowman card. We've got at 23, we have the tops with LeBron throwing his arms out, one of the most iconic poses of all time. We have the Luka NTRPA, and we've got the Mahomes Optic or rated rookie? Optic, I think that is.
The Optic, yeah.
Any one of those 5 properly rated? Anything jump out overrated, underrated? Like anything about that first line to you?
Well, as a reminder, half the votes came from an expert pool and half came from the community. So one of the real fun things to do, if you took the survey, you can go to GemRate and you can compare how the experts voted compared to the community. The most shocking card on this whole list is the Mahomes Optic, because the experts didn't have this anywhere near the 25. I think, and I can just pull it up in GemRate. I think they have it 37th. In fact, I'm just gonna double make sure real quick here.
By the way, I have the Prism and the NT. I didn't need another Mahomes. That's why. Like there was a little bit of Mahomes fatigue on my list.
So, but check this out, Mike. It finishes 37th amongst the whole of the community, but the expert group, yeah, 10th overall.
Yeah. Losers.
Oh, sorry.
Wait a minute.
I just reversed that. I've got. Sorry. 37th amongst the experts, 10th amongst the community. Sorry, I totally blew that.
That makes much more sense to me. Which one of these 5 was the most in line with both? Like experts and... Because I'll be honest, I thought the LeBron would be a lot higher. I literally spoke about this LeBron card today. I bought an 04 Topps Chrome LeBron, and me and the guy were talking, and I was like, oh yeah, the one I'm really chasing now. And he did. He's like, I don't even know the year or anything. It's just that pose. I was like, yeah. All he did was mention the pose. And I was like, that right there. There is my answer to is it iconic or not. So I thought that one was low.
You did pretty good. So the LeBron finished 19th in the community. And then, sorry, I've got to scroll up and then down. 19th amongst the community, and then 29th amongst the experts. So they were 10 off. Really? The Pujols was 30th and 23rd. But the Luka NT was way different. 35th amongst the community and 15th amongst the experts. So, and reminder, these aren't small numbers. The community rank is over 450 people who voted on this. Yeah. And then the experts is 45 people. So to see a difference of 35 to 15, it's kind of a huge difference.
It didn't do much for me. It was iconic because of the sale and like the time, but like in general, it's not an iconic card to me. Yeah, okay, like 21 through 25, meh. At number 18, the Paul Skeens. I think this is way low. The rookie debut patch auto. Even if you don't like it, I think it is the most recognizable card in the world right now. Not amongst card people. I just think amongst everybody, like, people have seen this in so many non-card settings. It also sells for $1 million. It was a huge bounty. 17, 18, you had the Ohtani first rookie. So 2018 was his first in Bowman. 2018 Bowman Chrome with the very next product was his rookie. So this is the Chrome rookie. At 18 was his first auto. And then I'm fine with those. Like Ohtani, as amazing as he is.
The thing about Ohtani is, like, and Topps sort of did this to themselves, Ohtani has 2 great cards that everybody recognizes, But those two
Right.
cards fought against each other in the survey. What I
Correct.
think super interesting is they ended up not only right next to each other, but if you look at the points from the votes, they're like almost identical. These two cards like almost finished in exactly the same place, which is hilarious because I've heard some really like crazy baseball fans say, "Oh, this isn't even close. It's easily the batting," and I've heard other people say, "Oh, it's not even close. It's easily the pitching." And so I just thought it was crazy they ended up right next to each other. But do you really think that the Skeens? Where do you think the Skeens should have ended up?
So I will get to that then. Let me save that then because I have a little segment of these like guys I think were way low. The next card, by the way, so Skeens is one on my list. I thought at 15 or 16 rather, I thought could have been way higher. Number 19, the Kobe LeBron, that action card. Again, if you're a basketball fan and even a card fan, one of the most amazing. Like I thought that could have been way higher. I was very surprised it was number 19.
How about this? The Kobe finished his 19th, and it is his only card on the list. I know he started in the 90s. I know that his most recognizable cards are from the 90s, but he played like 80% of his career in the 2000s, and he gets one card. As far as athletes and their recognizability, clearly Kobe's like really close to the top of this list. I was pretty surprised. I shouldn't say I was surprised he only got one card because I think it just says something to like how hard it is to get on this list.
Oh, yeah, I'll also say this: like, if I ask you though, what's his other iconic card in the last 25 years? I don't have a single like. This is the only card that stands out to me immediately. There's not another one. If you showed me stuff, oh, okay, yeah, it's a great card. This is a cool card, but like nothing jumped off the list at me.
Yep.
So I just thought this one was really low, and especially because it was the only one. I was like, oh, we're gonna get Kobe way. I thought this was gonna be top 10 for everybody.
It's the only, to be clear, it's the only Kobe that went on my list too. So I think you're right.
Yeah. Yep. At number 11, you had let's go backwards. I'm sorry, I'm going the wrong order. So number 15, you had the Tiger Woods auto. I'm going to be honest with you. I've never seen the card in person. That card means zero to me. So I was very surprised. I thought that was meh.
So
I have no use.
let me ask you this because I just got off a call with somebody who said the exact same thing. If you were to make a list just based on athletes, and you were to say, I'm going to rank the top whatever 10 athletes, 10 most iconic athletes of the 2000s, where would Tiger finish on that list?
That's tough. When's the last time he was relevant?
Well, I don't know, but he's been darn relevant via during a lot of the 2000s.
I'm trying to think. When was his fallout? Was that 10 years ago?
Probably.
8 years ago? So
think
that's
10.
what I mean. If you miss a third of the time period, 8 out of 25 years, that's tough. Like even Kobe's been dead for 6 years. And the last couple of years, he was kind of becoming, not forgettable, but he was not a top 5 player in the league. Like it was like, okay, this guy's getting a little bit older.
But to that same point, like Brady fit. I mean, we don't want to. I guess we'll cut straight to it. Brady finishes first. Like his best and most recognizable cards are both 25 years ago, and they still finished very high. In fact, look at the top 10. Most of the cards in the top 10 are not recent cards. They're cards from the first half of the 2000s. So I don't know, man. Like I think if you're gonna make a list of like most iconic athletes of the 2000s, I think Tiger's got to be on your top 5 and even higher.
I'm good with the upper deck card. The upper deck card to me is his card, though. I just don't think the other one is that close. Like that upper deck rookie, where it's him in the red shirt pointing at the hole. Everybody knows that card. I'm good with that. That was 12, by the way. 14 was the Topps Paper LeBron. Fine. 13, the NTRPA Mahomes. Whatever. The 12 was the Tiger. I'm good with that. That to me is the one Tiger that should be on there. I also think golf, the hobby of golf, the size of it is a fraction of the size of any of these other sports. So to me, it was like one card's enough. But that's me. Number 11 was the Mahomes Prism Silver from his rookie year. Being as popular an athlete as he is, especially right now, I thought that was going to be higher, but I'm okay with it. But that rounds out your 25 through 11. The biggest discrepancy I was shocked by was the Kobe LeBron. That was the one card, if you said, hey, which of these do you think will finish way higher? That was the one I thought.
Yeah, I was really surprised about the Mahomes at 11. I had that as the number 1 most iconic Prism card, and I think it's really shocking, like incredibly shocking, that on a list of 25 as voted across almost 500 people, that just a total of 2 Prism cards made the list. Shocking.
Yeah, I thought the Zion should have been on here. Zion is crazy iconic. It may be forgotten, but in the time, I think it's a very iconic card. All right, I do want to get to the top 10. I had every card here on my list except for number 9. So number 10, you got the. I'm assuming is that just the Trout first, or is that the Trout Super? His
That's just
Bowman.
it's remember that for every spot, it's every parallel is included
That's
in that
right.
spot. So
Okay.
all of the Trout Bowman first cards, they're all included in that one.
Okay. So at number 10, you got the Bowman first Trout. I think that's 2009, I believe. 9, 10. Either way, Trout
2009.
first. Okay,
2009.
first prospect auto. Well deserving. Like one of the most iconic sales ever. The whole Vegas
Yes.
Dave, that moron with the purse on the side of a Lakers game. That card has been talked about forever. It was at one point, I think it was the most expensive card sale ever. I
It was.
think. Trout, one of the most recognizable athletes of the past 25 years, without question. I'm good with that. I actually thought it could have been higher, but I think it's a good spot. At 9, you've got a soccer card. I don't even know what that is. I'm assuming that's Messi. Is that Messi?
That's the Messi Mega Cracks, man. That's
Never
honestly,
heard of it.
like I've had people make the case to me it's the most important Panini card that they ever made.
Really? What year is that from? I know nothing about that card.
It's okay, and it's totally good. So I served my mission in England, and I lived the world of football, as in soccer,
Sure.
for 2 years. Man, like it is so beloved all over the world. Soccer fans were up in arms. Only one soccer card made the list. The Ronaldo finished 20. I could go find it. 31. So it just barely missed the list.
Okay.
But no, man, the Messi had to make the list. It just had to. And honestly, I thought it could have been. A lot of people had it like number 1 or number 2, but yeah, number 9.
Okay. Number 8, I lied. That's the Steph NTRPA. I don't have this card on my list either. Not that it's not a great card, but Steph has one card that is crazy recognizable, and very few people have ever seen or owned that card. So it almost, to me, it's like I kind of make the comparison almost like with the Otani. If you have two MVPs in the same team, you don't have an MVP. Like they're going to take votes away from each
Totally.
other. They're not going to be there. I really thought this Steph wouldn't make it because I just think most people look at it like, hey, which card do you recognize? And 8 out of 10 people are pointing to just his tops, which is further up the list and should be. I was very surprised the NT made it at all.
So I have a few thoughts on that. One is that, remember, the highest level of this card's his Logoman RPA, which up until last week was the most expensive basketball card ever, sold for $5.9 million to Alt. I think that was part of it. That was part of the survey when people took it. It's the first year of Panini, their first national treasures. It's really the most, by far and away, the most recognizable RPA of the Panini era. It's the second most recognizable RPA across basketball by far. Maybe Mahomes can get into that conversation, and it can be like the third most recognizable RPA ever if you include other sports. But like at some point, there's got to be some like recognition for some of these higher cards. And I don't remember where I had it. Actually, no, I do know where I had it on my list. My list, I had it number 11, so I wasn't way off, but I had it I had it a little bit lower too. By the way, if you go to GemRate, Mike, and this is in your email, you can see your rankings next to the experts, next to the combined. You can.
I had most of these though. I think I had like 18 or 19 of these cards in the list, on my list.
You beat me. You had 17, I think. Or you and Jesse tied. By the way, you might not want to tell him that, but you guys.
I beat him by one.
You both beat me. You both beat me by one.
Expert. I mean, the fact you had Jesse as an expert is an indictment on this list. But that's okay.
You know what Jesse put really high on the list? Actually, he put that optic Mahomes really high.
Yeah, terrible. Again, this shows you the inexperience. The expert.
Anyway, I interrupted you. You want to keep going through this list, but I just want to say real quick: Mahomes made the list 3 times. Mike, how many people made the list that many times?
What, 2 or 3? LeBron?
It's just he and LeBron. Even Brady didn't make it a 3rd time.
Which I'm okay with, by the way. Brady does not have another iconic card, in my opinion.
I had the SP Authentic, and I had the 2012 Prism. I had 4 Bradys on my list.
Yeah,
I did.
These were the only 2 I had on my list, I believe. The Mahomes, though, same thing. I think you could take the Mahomes RPA or Optic out and be fine. Because to me, the Prism is a better version of the Optic. Get rid of it, but no problem. Number 7, if this thing was taken 3 or 4 years ago, this is number 1. It's the 2011 update. 2011. Mike Trout update rookie. 3-4 years ago, there's no question. He is at the height of his MVP run. He's the best player in baseball. It's not even a thought. He's unbelievable. And this card in particular during COVID was the baseball card that went, the modern one that went absolutely nuts. and it was attainable. Most people had owned it, so you had a story that ties in with it being iconic. Like, oh man, I had it at this price or that price. I still have one, whatever. I'm actually surprised it's still 7. I think it should be. But this was another one of recency bias I really thought was going to kick this card out of the top 10. But I think it deserves, like I said, there's a time when this is probably 1, 2, or 3.
I talked to Ty Nethercott about this card, and he said this is really a testament to its staying power because the way he's played over the course of the last couple of years and how Ohtani has risen as the face of baseball. It's just really interesting. Like, Ohtani doesn't have, because he has the 2 cards right next to each other that sort of compete against each other, he doesn't have that Topps update that Trout has. And I wonder what Ohtani will have to do, or just over the course of the next 5 years, let's say we do the 30 for 30 and 30 in 5 years from now. Will the Ohtani be able to pass the Trout? I think it's going to depend on some things. But do you think the Trout, unless if he doesn't ever get back on course, like to get to the 500 home runs and some of those things that people really thought he was going to get to, do you think it can go up from 7, or is this destined to sort of fall down this list?
Unless he comes back, because here's the problem with Trout. His peak is all-time great, right? Like, nobody argues that. And somebody have made, or recently I've seen the comparison in print a few places, which drives me nuts, of Trout to Griffey. Well, they're different because they both had an unbelievable peak, unbelievable start to their career, and then injuries plagued them. Well, here's the main difference, and maybe this will be the case with Trout. Griffey is one of, 8 or 9 people with 600 home runs.
Yeah.
He's one of, 5 or 6 people with 10 gold gloves. He has all-time great, accumulated, unbelievable stats. Trout has 3 MVPs to his 1. So if you want to tell me Trout's peak, although shorter, was better, no problem. But Griffey was also the most iconic baseball player for an entire generation. Not close. I don't know if Trout was ever the most popular baseball player. In the hobby, he was. But in the world, I don't think he was ever the most popular. And yeah, if he doesn't get to... he has 360, 70 home runs, something like that. He has a chance. But if he ends with 485 home runs and less than 3,000 hits, very good. And it's the second half of his career was subpar, mainly because of injuries. So again, it's his peak was unbelievable, but especially with baseball, it's we want to see all-time great numbers. I can point to Griffey's I think it's 636. I could be wrong about that number. And I can point to 10 gold gloves and be those are all-time, unbelievable, great, best two-way player ever. I can't really do that with Trout for a long period of time, and as time goes on, right now, Ohtani has just totally eclipsed him. Aaron Judge totally eclipsed him. You have other guys that take so much of the spotlight, I almost think that just kind of hurts him.
I think it's interesting you bring up Griffey because since Griffey, we don't have a baseball player that we can point at and say, that's a guy who, outside of the world of baseball fans, everyone knows that guy. And it's true. Look at the guys who made this list. Pujols made the list. Trout made it twice.
No one knows Pujols. Yep.
People recognize Ohtani, and that's the one where I think in time, it's fairly early, but in time, despite the fact that he's got the problem with the 2 Bowman cards, I think that those 2 cards both will go higher on this list. But compare that, Mike, to basketball. Who's better known across the whole world? Is it Trout or is it Steph Curry? It's not close. It's not even a conversation.
Here's your question. Is it Trout or is it the 10th best player in the NBA? It's the 10th best player. Whether that's Giannis, Jason Tatum, whoever that is, KD. Right. Basketball's such a bigger market. There's no question.
Who do you think is, if you were to just put the pictures of these 2 guys up to the general public, Dwayne Wade or Mike Trout, who's the better recognized athlete, do you think?
I would say Dwayne Wade. Not as good at his sport as Trout was at his, by the way, I don't think.
No.
But NBA's also, there's close-ups. They're much more well-known. I feel you also see NBA guys a lot. When have you ever seen Mike Trout in a non-sport setting?
My point is that Dwayne Wade didn't even have a card on the survey. He was never going to make this list. And Trout finishes with 2 top 10 spots. To me, that's really a tribute to how much baseball collectors love their cards because they still collect like crazy. Trout still got these 2 prominent spots, despite the fact that the guy's got 2 million Twitter followers, Mike. It's sort of amazing that he ended up where he did.
Yeah. Last one before we get to the top 5, the Luka 2018 Prism. No question. Whether it's the base, the silver, that was the card of the moment, and especially the timing was perfect. It wasn't just the post-COVID absolute spike. The series against LA, the Clippers, I forget game 1, 2, 3, whatever it was, he hits the step back 3. those cards, literally a PSA 10 base version, they were selling for over $2,000, and
crazy.
and he became the face of, hey, he's never going to be as good as David Robinson, even he's never going to be as good as Akeem, all these guys from the '90s, but it doesn't matter. He has become our guy, so I get it. I'm not surprised it's there. I thought that was perfectly rated. Let me do 2, 3, 4 because I want to get to the Brady's together. Number 4 is the LeBron Topps Chrome card. To me, that's his most iconic card. I actually thought this one should have been number 1. Excuse me, number 2. Number 2 was the LeBron Exquisite RPA. The only thing I will say about that is there are way more public sales of that than any other massive card on this list. Like, you cannot point to the last time a Curry sold for crazy money except for the one time at alt. The Mahomes RPA. When's the last time a Jordan sold that I took note of? Never. But that RPA, the Exquisite RPA, the LeBron, I do think comes up a ton.
Yeah.
I just would flip-flop these. I think the Chrome is so much more attainable. I own one. A ton of people own it. I thought that very easily could have been 2, and the other one 4. But it's LeBron. He's been here since almost the entire 23 years. He's still, or 25 years. He's still active. 2 out of the top 5, no issue.
So I would just say about that, the LeBron Exquisite changed the game in terms of high end. It's the first base card RPA. It's a card that I think a lot of people sought after for a long time. To me, it was the only thing on this list that I felt really certain of. I had that number 1 by far and away, and I think a lot of people did. But
Sure.
the thing that you just illustrated here is exactly why it doesn't finish number 1. And it barely didn't finish number 1. I mean, barely. Like one flip of a vote could have switched this, but it did finish the way that it did. The Brady did finish number 1. And LeBron finishes number 2, but the fact that we have seen it sell for as much as it has, as long as it has, that it's been as wanted as long as it has been, I really thought it would be number 1. But the community had it. In fact, I can tell you right now, the community had the LeBron at number 6. Mike, it wasn't.
Where the experts have it.
No, well, the experts had it number 1, but yeah,
1 and 6. Where was his Topps Chrome?
His Topps Chrome was actually this is super interesting. His Topps Chrome finishes 4th overall, but both the experts and the community had it number 3.
Yeah. See, again, 2 MVP. It's that same type of theory of 2 cards competing, which is why I'm shocked you had him. I also think it just speaks to the fact that Brady and LeBron are the 2 most unbelievable standout athletes in the hobby for the last 25 years. Real quick, sandwich in the middle, number 3, the top Steph Curry. To me, this is like the epitome of Curry cards. Like, I don't even think it's close. I think it's perfect.
Let me just say about this real quick because I think you'll find this interesting. The community. This is one of the big learnings to me of this whole thing. The community by far had this as the number 1 card. Shocking, right? Like, I was shocked.
Really?
Yeah, as the votes are coming in, I was like, what? And I think it's because, to your point, there wasn't another card that really split votes with it. LeBron split votes.
Fair. Sure.
The Brady totally split votes, both of them. But for the Curry, like that image, that portrait, just kind of like with the Mahomes optic, the community really focused on cards where you had like a great portrait of the player. And that tops Curry. The other thing about it is, if you remember when he sort of ascended, it went from dollar box card to hundreds of dollars. And now you look back and you're like, wow, that also represents the era when we switched to Panini. It's right before that. The Chrome is so much rarer than the Chromes of guys like Kobe and LeBron. Here's a great stat for you. There are 1/4 the number of graded Curry Chrome rookies as there are LeBron Chrome refractor rookies. It is such a rare card, and people, I think, sort of come to realize, like, if you want a Steph rookie, that's the one that people recognize.
Did they not release Topps Chrome as a standalone in 09?
They did not. No.
They only released them in a couple cards in regular. Okay, that's right. That gets to Tom Brady. Again, perfect timing. He's literally played the whole 25 years just about, and he's not playing now, but he's in the card world, and he's on TV and all that. So number 1, the Contenders Auto. Number 5, the Bowman Chrome. To me, like that, I just think the fact that 2 guys, him and LeBron, have 2 in the top 5 each, just goes to show there's a gap between those 2 and anybody else from this decade, right? For this generation right now. Ohtani, I think, could close the gap. Maybe Trout if he has a good resurgence at the end. Mahomes too if he starts to get really iconic numbers. But like the Brady stuff, no question, he only has a handful of stuff in his pro uniform that's rookie anyways. So the Bowman Chrome, not surprised about, and the number 1, like the Contenders, that's another one, like some ungodly sales post-COVID.
So here's some more color for you that's super interesting. Only 5 cards on this whole list had top 10 votes from both the experts and the community, and Brady is in both of those. Brady, although he finished number 1 overall, his contenders actually finished number 2 amongst the community and amongst the experts. So number 2 on
2-2.
both, yeah. But still, because of where the other ones finished, it finished number 1 overall. And then
Where was his Chrome? Yeah, sorry.
His Bowman Chrome finishes 5th overall, but 8th amongst the experts and 4th amongst the community. So really strong votes for Brady. I've been accused in the past of being a basketball guy and not being able to sort of like grab a baseball or a football audience, but because we were able to sort of do this conversation here on Sports Cards Nonsense, we were able to have a more sort of deep group of people to vote. And I think the fact that you get 2 football cards in the top 5 really illustrates that. What I think is really interesting is that only 5 football cards made the list. So the top is really strong, but only 5 total. I had 6 or 7 football cards.
I thought the Kelsey could have made it. The Kelsey picture has become iconic now. He's a celebrity in the non-card world.
It was on there. It was on.
I voted for it. And if you went iconic to like the general public as well, by the way, that card would 100% be on there. People who don't care about football now know Travis Kelsey.
62nd overall, by the way. That's not a bad showing. There were 135 really iconic cards. Travis Kelsey, 62nd, is not a bad showing.
Yeah. The other thing it just speaks to me, and I'll take my homer minute with Brady. Basketball is so much more popular worldwide than football. Not even close. In the market, in the hobby, everywhere. The fact, though, I would argue Brady is the guy. If you said to everybody, 100 non-sport fans, name one football player, that's the name they're going to say. Whereas if I said to, again, non-sports fans, name a basketball player, Kobe, Michael, Shaq, LeBron, Curry. Like there's 5 or 6 names where it's like this is the most same thing in baseball, like Otani, but a lot of guys know Judge and Trout's still relevant. I think he's also the most standalone in his sport, which I think is kind of a cool thing.
That's why it's shocking to me that he only got 2 cards. I just thought he'd get more. I did.
I'm not surprised though. I don't think there's another one that's close third. And I have the SPX and I have the SP. Those are my 2 favorite rookies of his. I think they're awesome. And the Showcase, the Flair Showcase is to me his best rookie. You just don't. Those aren't iconic. Like other people don't recognize those as much.
Brady 1st, 5th, 39th, 54th, 57th. That's where.
And what were those ones? What were the other ones off the list that made it that you just read? The 39.
SPA was 39. That's the SP Authentic. The 2012 Prism card was 54, and then his 2018 Kaboom, which was the highest Kaboom.
I hate. By the way, I hate that. Ugh, I hate Kabooms.
You don't want to see it even on the list.
No, absolutely not.
Some people were so mad that no Kabooms made the list. I was sort of more annoyed that no 2012 Prism cards made the list, and again, only 2 Prism cards made the list. That's I don't know if this is sort of in your planning real quick, but if we just take a second just to look at like the whole of the list and say like what are some of the take homes, I think it's amazing that only 2 Prism cards made the list. Don't you?
It is. Again, I think you could have made a case for a number of other people to be on that list for Prism.
That's right, the Zion.
But even there, Prism, it's an every year thing. And I will say this about Kabooms. Like, they've been popular for 3 years. I have trouble calling something iconic. Although, I think the Skeens is already iconic, so I'm a hypocrite in some degree. But I do have trouble with something like that. It's going to come out every year. In 8-10 years, sure, Kaboom's there.
Here's where the Skeens has it, though. There's only one of those debut patch autos that people are like, well, that's clearly the one. Whereas with Kabooms, you're like, which one of the 18 Kabooms that people want to vote for is the one that like people want to sort of coalesce around?
Yeah.
And by the way, Mike, that same thing happened with hockey, right? You've got 6 cards in hockey that all finished in like the top 60, but none of them finished in the top 25 because nobody, even hockey collectors, can't really determine which one is clearly the one. You're exactly right. With Brady, we know he's the guy. In basketball, it's LeBron, but people are like, well, I like Curry. Well, I like Kobe. I like Luka. But in football, it is definitely Brady.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. I'm not surprised about hockey. They're like much smaller market. To the non-hockey fan, I can't point to one, but like this is like I could point to Ovechkin is the best player of this generation. Okay, what's his best card? I don't have an answer. Some rookie patch auto. That's awesome, but I don't know what it looks like.
This is the thing. It's either the young
guns
upper deck.
I guess. Yeah.
It's either that or it's the first year of the cup. But then if you say that to a hockey fan, the hockey fan might say, no. Sidney Crosby's still the answer here. It still should be the Cup Crosby. Or they'll say, well, McDavid. And so you've got 6 cards across those 3 players. They all did really well. They just didn't have enough to get onto the list.
Yeah. Hey, last thing, I'm going to let you go here. I do want your quick thought on the sale, the dual logo, man.
Yeah.
My contention was just kind of quickly, hey, I don't think it's a bad thing that huge money is coming in and that we're talking about cards on MSNBC or MMBC, whatever they call the stupid thing. And I have seen the high end market. It was already doing this, but it's starting to get that weird volatile feeling. What is your thoughts? Just kind of take that wherever you want. I just kind of your 60-second thought on that sale or that what it means for the hobby or whatever you take that to mean.
I love the card. I love that. I think you can make a really compelling case that they're the two most collected popular players in the history of the game, and this is the highest level dual card you could possibly have exist for them. And there's only one of this card across all of the years, right? LeBron has 4 dual logoman autos with Jordan. There's all these cards that are really like cool, but there's like 5 of them or 4 of them. There's one of Kobe and Jordan. There's just one, and
the connection, by the way, not to interrupt you, but that connection, because people say, well, if it's a LeBron Jordan, it's the same thing. I don't think so. I think 90% of Kobe fans are Jordan fans, and vice versa. I think a lot of those guys look down on LeBron, which is stupid to me, but I do think that's part of it.
I think you're right. I mean, I think it's stupid too. Like I'm not a LeBron hater. I like LeBron. I'm a big Kobe guy though, and so for me, I would have rather had this card of Kobe Jordan than any 100%. Of the other ones that are out there. But as far as the big money, that's really the question, right? Like, what does that mean? What does it mean for us? And nobody really knows, right? Whenever you see somebody spend a ton of money, it doesn't really influence you. I just know that in the short term, some people will freak out. They'll say, wow, this means everything's going up. And,
which isn't true. I agree that's not true.
It's not. Sure. But it probably does touch some parts of the hobby, right? It probably does influence some people to think, well, this is now something that I need to go after. And the point that I think is really good here is that it sort of allows us to dream in a way about what something could be worth in a way we didn't before, because the only 8-figure sale that we'd ever seen publicly was a vintage baseball card. And during this same auction, 2 of the best vintage basketball cards in existence sold for a fraction of the price.
Was one of them the Mikan?
A Wilt 10 and a Mikan 9 both sold.
Mikan 9, okay. Yeah, and it's like they got totally overshadowed.
One went for, the Wilt was almost $1 million and the Mikan was like 400 and something thousand. And it was like you could add the prices of those together and then buy them 10 times over again. Yeah. And that's what it would take you to get to the... Because people like these big buyers that are out there, Mike, they recognize Jordan. They want Jordan's best. They want Kobe's best. Last thought, and then I'll quit talking about this. I had somebody ask me this question. They said, I don't understand, because the highest ever Kobe logoman auto sold last year for like $1.5 million. And the highest ever Jordan logoman auto ever sold for like $3 million. What does it mean? And I said, really, I think there's 2 things that I think it means. One is the market has changed in the last year. We all knew that. Let's not pretend like we didn't. We all knew that. The other thing is this. Whenever somebody is buying something that they think is the best thing in existence, and there's a case that this is the best basketball card in existence, whenever they're doing that, they might go crazy to get it in a way that doesn't, you don't just say, add this plus this. You're saying, no, this is the best thing. And I think
I'm winning this no matter. Yeah, and O'Leary, by the way, I did think it's funny. Some people are like, oh, this is a huge thing. He's worth like $20 billion. $15 million to him is a whatever to the normal person. So I don't think that really plays in either. So, and I agree. I think if guys like that get together and say, hey, we're going to buy this, I don't think it matters. I am curious who the other bidders were at least, because somebody else bid it up to that price. But anyways, Adam, always great to talk to you. The real 27, real guy 27?
The real 27 guy.
Dang it. I will get that right one of these times.
It's okay. The emphasis is on 27, but the number of shows I've been on where they say, the real guy, 27, I always just laugh. You're good. You're good.
So make sure you check them out on all the socials, and make sure you check out the 25 top 25 most iconic cards of the last 25 years. We had fun doing the list, so I appreciate letting us be a part of it. And we'll have you on next time Jesse's away.
You're the man, dude. It's good to see you.
Awesome. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Brian, BWA Cards. We're going back-to-back guests. By the way, listener for years. He's been on the show twice in like the last 16 days or something ridiculous. So,
heck yeah.
Anything to say for yourself, Brian? There's your intro, by the way. Thanks for being here.
Here's my intro. No, I'm loving it, man. we've been having such a great time. I'm glad we finally got connected. I got the phone number. We're on the phone number basis now. So call back to your previous show. It's not the Facebook Messenger anymore.
That's correct. The Facebook Messenger is when I'm trying to blow people off. Like, yeah, no, I'm happy to help, man. Just message me. And then I can just say, oh, I never saw the message. So even though I definitely did see some of those. Hey, I did want to talk to you briefly. You were taking off, like #1 seller under the SCN banner. Like, you're killing it over there. BWA Cards on eBay Live's been live every day for like the last month, or feels like. I know it hasn't been that long.
We've been killing it. We've been live literally. So we're doing a lot of sports. We're doing a lot of TCG also. So we've literally been hitting both of those. I was ramping it up to where we were going live on either one, but now we're going live pretty consistently on both of them almost every night. So
love it. Yeah, and I'm doing the opposite. So now I think I am just going to do the Sunday night thing. Like, I think that's kind of that Sunday night show. I'm like, let's just make it one big show, and I'm not trying to keep up during the week. Anyways, neither here nor there. I do want to talk, though. You've got some massive case stuff coming up. A lot of breakers, people who buy into breaks listen. Can you give us a rundown of, is it next Thursday? Or just kind of give us the details?
So next Thursday, starting on the 4th of September, eBay is going to be featuring their case break sudden death auctions. So we're going to be doing sudden death $1 starts on case breaks. That's some crazy stuff, and I'm excited. I get goosebumps talking about it, and we're gonna kick it off the right way. So Jalen Hurts and Dak Prescott are playing for that first Thursday night game. I was brainstorming. I'm like, how do we do this? And I said, you know what? Let's go big. So I pitched the idea to eBay, and they were happy about it. They're like, let's do it. So we are going to be starting $1 auctions, sudden death, for a full case of 2020 Prism football. So
I'm trying to think. So obviously Burrow, Herbert, Hurts, Tua, Jordan Love. There's
Justin
another
Jefferson
one.
Also.
JJ, that's right.
Technically, Jonathan Taylor's in there too. People are a little bit iffy on him.
Yeah.
But
so what is it? I am curious. What's like the retail in that case?
So right now it's a $30,000 case.
So $850, $900 a spot would be retail.
Yeah, it's
for 32.
And we're gonna do random teams at $1. Sudden death. I'm getting goosebumps again. It's gonna be exciting, man. I'm so happy to be able to do it. Partnering with eBay, and it's gonna be awesome.
Dang. Okay. And then what do you've got some monster stuff Friday set? Like, I know you have the whole week planned.
Yeah, absolutely. So Friday we're gonna be doing cases of National Treasures, and then Saturday we're gonna be doing 2024 National Treasures, and then Saturday we're gonna be doing 2024 Contenders Optic cases. So.
Dang, I have not had the backbone to try case breaks yet. I need to get better with just like learning how to be comfortable. Instead, I'm just like, nope, crank up the Springsteen. I'm just gonna start slinging singles. But I will say though, every eBay show has been bigger and bigger so far. And I'm not just saying that because they're paying us, like they've been a sponsor for a while now. But I do think it's weird when a company that size gets in and they're like, hey, we're gonna come into space and live selling and like really push. I think it's a good thing. Yeah, I think it's going to drive a lot of new eyes.
Again, I mean, the hobby runs off of eBay. Everybody that, even third-party apps, etc., all just take eBay's data and
Right.
So at the end of the day, where I'm going with that is everybody goes off of eBay to establish the hobby. So once they really harness their full potential with eBay Live, I think it's going to be a force to be reckoned with. It is a force to be reckoned with. The quality of buyers on eBay is amazing.
I got my first troll the other night, by the way. Some dude came in because a couple cards sold overpriced. He's like, dude, look at these prices, sell my cards. I think people get comfortable in this world where they're like, oh, I can make one or two troll comments and then just get banned. And I was just like, hey, #1 rule, I don't ban anybody. You could say whatever you want about anybody in my life, me, doesn't matter. I proceeded to just roast this idiot. And I was like, that's what you get. If you come in here, like, you're not going to outwit me. We did. We had a good time just ripping this moron.
Out of all rooms that I'd ever want to troll in, yours would probably be the last one because I'd get smoked, I'm sure of it.
Oh, I just tell people, you can troll here, and I'm going to have my buddy Adam find your home phone number or your work number, and I'm going to call you over there and harass you at work. Like, we'll have fun with it. So, yeah.
I got letter in the mail from Mike Gio. Should we open it?
Yeah. It's a white substance on here. Is it anthrax?
No, I wasn't going like that.
Oh, okay. Well, it could be, though. You never know. I also do find it kind of weird, and I say weird. I'm just wondering where it goes, because almost everybody I speak to is still about breaks. They're like, oh, I didn't know eBay was doing breaking. As they start to make that more public, I'm also kind of like, man, this is like stuff is already selling there now, and I don't think people even are aware of it. And eBay Live is not easy to find on the app. Like, of all the good they've done, they have made this as difficult to find as you can make it. So
For sure.
I'm very hopeful. Like, dude, at some point they're gonna really turn this thing on. It's gonna get weird.
I haven't spoke with them specifically. You'd probably know and cut this if you need to. But like I think it's almost intentional because they're still in beta. So I thought
agree.
it from the aspect, and I've kind of been tossing over. I'm like, imagine they added to the tab a tab at the bottom of the screen, if that's even possible. I mean, it
Yep.
takes. So then you have to think about it. I mean, that's an influx of almost 100,000. I mean, however many active users they have at current time.
Yep.
Do they want that much on eBay at one specific time?
Yeah, right now. Well, they're in beta.
Exactly.
Yeah, because
While
like
everything's
I'll be.
still getting ironed out and really ramped up.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I will be curious. Sunday's the first night I think we're getting somewhat of a push over there because we have like a really high end singles show. The shows have been good anyways.
Oh,
I'm
for
also like I'm very interested what happens there. Like when you get something like that too.
For sure.
But
Yeah, that's the one thing that I absolutely love about eBay, and I talk with a lot of customers and stuff like that that come into the shop. It's like the quality of buyers over on eBay. It's not a bunch of people that are looking for a giveaway. It's people that are actually engaged and trying to really, support and do and break and do what you're trying to break in front of them.
yeah.
It's the quality of buyers on eBay is phenomenal and awesome. We've had some really funny rooms. I've had 2 times in the past week where I literally, between everybody in the room and my co-host that was there with me, I was literally crying laughing because it was just having a good time, cutting stuff up and just kicking it.
I like it. Well, yeah, make sure you check him out. Brian's live. Brian and the crew. BWA Cards on eBay Live. They've got. Where is your shop, by the way, in Florida?
We're in Land O'Lakes, Florida, just about
Land
30
O'Lakes.
minutes north of Tampa.
That's all right. Nice. Yeah, make sure you check out the shop, check out the streams. Like, I mean it, dude. We're super grateful. You were like the first guy to really come over and just embrace it and go nuts for us. We're gonna keep adding sellers, so we're still looking to add more. But yeah, I think it's been awesome.
I highly recommend it. It's been I'm glad that I pushed as far as we have on eBay because it's been a great home. So
nice. Well, there you go. I guess we'll have you back in 2 weeks. That's the pattern at this point.
all right,
So
let's
we'll
do it.
see you on the
I'll put the
13th of
calendar
September.
invite in.
Yeah, perfect. Good deal. Brian, thanks for jumping on, buddy.
Sweet, buddy. Talk to you soon.
All right, that was Brian. I like Brian. That dude's hustling over there. It's awesome to see. So, yeah, as I mentioned, too, I have my big show Sunday night. He's breaking every night. We have Graybos over there selling for us now. Yeah, we're going to just keep adding sellers. Eddie is supposed to be over there, SCN Breaks. If eBay is listening, please get him onboarded. I'm paying for that product. I'd like to make some money off of it. Hint, hint. It's not even a subtle hint. I want him to start crushing, and he will. Mailbag, and then we're going to wrap up and get out of here. Oh, I have one other thing to mention, and I totally blew it not having Bo on here. Bo runs the Madison Card Show. I believe the Madison Card Show is this upcoming weekend. Bo is the guy who single-handedly taught me how to make listings on eBay because I am single-handedly stupid. And he walked me through it like a child. He was very, very gracious with his time. So, Madison, Wisconsin Card Show, capital of Wisconsin, kind of a big deal. Happy John will be there, I'm sure. But yeah, that's an awesome card show. John raves about that. Bo, the promoter, is an awesome dude. So, yeah, I think you should definitely check that one out. And Bo, I apologize for not getting you on here. Reach out to me again on Facebook, man. I know I said I ignore everybody's message. I do not ignore Bo because Bo holds the key to my eBay life. So, there you go. All right, quick mailbag, and then we'll get out of here. Sean Tallman, Mike and Jesse. Jesse's dead. He can't answer. What are both your Grail cards you don't currently have and are chasing? 2 for me. 2000 Bowman Chrome Refractor Brady as a 9.5 or a 10. And then the 93 Finest Refractor Kenneth Griffey Jr. Same thing as a PSA 10, SGC 10, BGS 9.5. There's a ton of questions, guys. I'm sorry. We don't normally get this many, so I'm just going to hit a couple and be done. I like Hayes' one. I love the pod, never miss an episode. HCH has been a listener since day one. Question. You seem to hate the mailbag. Why is it you do it when Jesse's out? I love mailbag, but I like to be able to dictate the pace and go rapid fire. When I say rapid fire with Jesse, we take 9 minutes pronouncing the name and then reading and enunciating every letter. And it drives me wild because I am ADD like a child. So there you go. Steve Lund, Upper Deck went away, and eventually people realized how cool the sets were with Panini licensing doing the same. Are we going to see the same? I've been saying this for months. I think that's exactly what it's going to be. As soon as Panini is gone, we're going to remember the good old days of how great we had it, even though we hate it right now. So, 1,000%. Blake Turner, do you think Fanatics starts making Bowman and Pro jerseys for the NFL and NBA? I do wonder. I mean, they always did before, so I think yes. I just don't know when. And they're also making a huge push into college, so I'm sure they don't want to crush that, like that property. But I would say, like in the next 2 years, yes, would be my guess. Brian Boyer with Topps taking over NBA in October and the NFL in April. What does that mean for Panini? So Panini is still going to complete basketball as of this year through October, because some of the things are already printed, and they will do the entire 2025 football season because they have the entire the PA and the NFL agreements through this year. So I get a couple more here real quick. I should ask Chase Williams. This is a great question that I don't have a good answer for, and I wish I asked it when Adam was here. Who are 3 NBA players you think need a change of scenery in order for their markets to rebound and or stay relevant? That's an awesome question. I read that and had a note to ask Adam. Adam, if you hear this later on, message me and we'll address this next week, because I do think there's probably some major stars. I'll be honest, I thought Giannis going to San Antonio would have been unbelievable. To see Giannis with Wemby and Castle, De'Aaron Fox, one of the two, both of them, I don't know. I thought that would have been unbelievable. So, yeah, that was mine. Jessica Thomas, are mystery packs worth the money? Jessica's like anything else. There's a lot of crap, and there's a lot of people who are telling you they're great, and a lot of it is just garbage and hyped up. But some of them are very, very good. So, yeah. Rod Zimmerman, 10 years from now, Drake Maye wins his second Super Bowl. I hope that's correct. Will his first licensed Chrome auto be worth more than his 2024 unlicensed rookie auto? I don't think so. I think the licensed stuff, especially over time, I think the rookie stuff over time is still going to hold. Even though there's no license, it's still his only rookie auto. So I do think that. Andrew Larson, what should we expect from Topps NBA products this year? They've told us in October we're getting Dynasty fully licensed, and I think Diamond Icons. I think it's going to be absolutely unbelievably expensive, like off-the-wall expensive. So, yeah. And Andrew Segerson, let's end with this one. He's been on the show before. Talking about Adam, his top 25 is basketball heavy with 11 of the top 25. He's a basketball center collector, and regardless of how careful he says he was, his audience will be basketball leaning. The results are not a good indication of the top 25 cards of the 2000s. Maybe, but I know a ton of the traffic was driven there by us. So that would be my only pushback, Andrew. I think we drove a lot of that traffic, and his experts were very spread out. And I guess my question, too, would be what is on there that you would move? I think it is basketball heavy, a little bit, but I don't think it's that dramatic, and I am curious, like, what do you think was kind of left off, I guess would be my question. So there you go. That is your show. That is your mailbag. Thursday, you'll be listening to this. So Eddie is live tonight on Fanatics Live doing case breaks all night. I'm hopefully going to have a monster night on Fanatics Live tomorrow night. We're going to be live all night tomorrow, me and Tim. We have Finest, we have Chrome, we have brand new Glory of the Game Leaf. We have new Panini Boys of Summer. We still have Emanate. We've got some old Chrome. We got a ton of stuff over here. So hopefully the next 2 nights are big break nights on Fanatics Live. And then Sunday night on eBay Live, the big auction of singles. And the goal is to hit the 6 figures. $100,000 in sales of singles would be amazing. So Jesse is back next week, but it's going to be on Tuesday. There's a holiday Monday, Labor Day, Memorial Day. I forget which. So we'll be back Tuesday with Papa Gio. And then Thursday with whoever. So we'll see you then. Sports Cards Nonsense. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.